Hi, sorry to bug you. I'm Ethan. I'm trying to print my class schedule from the member kiosk, but it keeps spitting out a blank page. I thought it was out of paper, but the tray looks full.
No worries at all. I'm Jaspreet. The kiosk printer's been finicky. When you hit print, are you choosing schedule or receipt? People sometimes pick receipt because it's right beside it. Actually, scratch that, the kiosk labels are tiny, so it's easy to miss.
I'm pretty sure I tapped schedule, but I might have rushed. It also asked for a format, PDF or something, and I just hit whatever was highlighted. Then I got a blank sheet, not an error message.
Okay. If it prints blank with no error, it's often the fit to page setting forcing white margins over everything. Let's reopen it and choose actual size, and instead of printing straight away, use preview. If the preview is blank, it's not the printer, it's the file.
Preview, got it. The other thing is, I need it for today. I'm meeting a trainer, and I'm supposed to show my book classes, like spin and Pilates.
We can get you something legible. Worst case, I can print it from the front desk computer, but I'll need you to log in on the kiosk first so I'm not guessing your bookings. Let's start with preview and actual size.
Question number 1. What is Ethan's main problem at the kiosk? Question number 2. What does Jaspreet suggest checking first? Question number 3. Which kiosk screen option likely caused the blank printouts?
Okay, I'm on the preview screen now. So the preview isn't blank, it's just microscopic. I can barely make out the class names. I was about to say the kiosk is broken, but it's clearly showing something.
That's actually good news. If the preview renders, the file exists. Tap the scaling drop-down, it's probably at 25% or multiple pages per sheet. Set it to 100% and 1 page per sheet. Also, choose schedule, not receipt. I know you said you probably did, but the labels are deceptively similar.
It says 2 pages per side. I didn't even notice that. If I switch it to 1 page, will it show everything? I need the dates too, not just the class titles.
Yes, 1 page per side and 100% should preserve the dates. If it still truncates, we can export it as a PDF and email it to you, though, strictly speaking, I can't type your email on our desk computer. You'd have to send it to yourself from the kiosk.
Right, privacy. If printing fails again, could you just look up my bookings and tell me? Or is that a no-go too?
I can verify bookings if you show photo ID and confirm your phone number, but I can't recite your whole schedule out loud in the lobby. Let's print a clean copy first. If not, we'll do a discreet check at the desk.
Question number 4. What does Ethan realize after seeing the preview? Question number 5. Which setting is most likely causing the tiny preview? Question number 6. What is the privacy-related limitation Jaspreet mentions?
Okay, now it printed and it's readable. The only snag is it's missing next Thursday's spin class. I'm not sure if I forgot to book it or if the printout is lagging behind.
If it's missing one class, it's probably not a printing issue anymore. The schedule print pulls only confirmed bookings. If you were waitlisted, it won't show. Did you get a confirmation email, or, rather, a push notification, from our app?
I got a notification, but it might have been waitlist spot. I didn't read it closely. If I'm waitlisted, can I still show the trainer something today so she knows my plan?
Yes. Open the app and take a screenshot of the waitlist status. For the trainer meeting, you can show both, the printed confirmed classes and the screenshot for Thursday. If you want, I can also show you how to filter by booked versus waitlisted so you're not relying on the printout.
That makes sense. I assumed print meant everything I wanted, but it's really everything confirmed. I'll do the screenshot and recheck the filter.
Exactly. And if a spot opens, you'll get another notification. If it doesn't, you can book a backup class now so you're not scrambling Thursday.
Question number 7. Why is Thursday's spin class missing from the printout? Question number 8. What is Jaspreet's recommended proof for the trainer?
Hey, Priya, do you have a second? I just ran into Jenna by the mailboxes, and she dropped some surprising news about Theo.
I do, but wait, surprising how? Theo, as in Theo from 3B, the one who's always lugging that battered guitar case?
Yeah, that Theo. Jenna said he's leaving Vancouver. Well, not exactly leaving forever, she corrected herself. More like he's relocating to Halifax for a year, maybe longer, for a job he didn't even apply for in the usual way.
Halifax? That's not what I expected. I thought he was finally settling in here. Did he say why, or is this one of those vague new chapter things?
Apparently it's a contract with a small audio company, something about restoring old recordings. Jenna made it sound like he was headhunted. She said he didn't chase it, it chased him, which is very Jenna. But she also hinted he'd been quietly unhappy, like, not dramatic, just worn down.
That actually tracks. Last month in the lobby, he joked about his permanent temporary life. I assumed it was just his humor, but maybe it was more of a confession than a punchline.
Exactly. And here's the part that threw me. Jenna said he's not telling many people yet because he doesn't want a big send-off. He'd rather slip out quietly, though she also said he might do one last jam night, if it can be low-key.
So we shouldn't blast it in the group chat. Still, it feels odd to pretend we don't know. Did Jenna say when he's going, like next week or months from now?
End of the month, supposedly. But she hedged, unless the paperwork drags, she said. And, oh, she mentioned he's subletting his place, not breaking the lease, which makes it sound less final than it first sounded.
Okay, then maybe the kindest move is a private note. Something like, if you'd like company before you go, we're around. And leave him room to decline. If he's trying to keep it quiet, we can respect that and still show we care.
Agreed. I'll keep it discreet. If he does a low-key jam night, we can show up, clap, and not turn it into a teary farewell. And if it turns out Jenna's only half right, at least we didn't make it weird.
Question number 1. What is the main news about Theo? Question number 2. How did Theo likely get the Halifax job? Question number 3. What do Mark and Priya infer about Theo's mood lately? Question number 4. What do they decide to do with the information? Question number 5. Which detail suggests Theo's move may not be final?
Hi, this is Mark Chen with City Permits. You left a voicemail about a public gathering permit for a neighborhood event in Riverside Park.
Thanks for calling back, Mark. I'm organizing a Saturday summer welcome picnic with music and a few food trucks, and I want to do it by the book.
Good instinct. If it's in a city park and you're inviting the public, you'll need a special event permit, plus separate approvals depending on sound, vendors, and occupancy.
We're expecting around 250 people, well, closer to 300 if the weather cooperates. The music is a small stage, not a full concert setup.
Once you're over 200, we treat it as a higher impact gathering, even if it feels informal. You'll submit a site map, a safety plan, and proof of liability insurance before we can conditionally approve.
Insurance is the part I'm nervous about, because our group is volunteer-run. If we were to keep it under 200, would that remove the insurance requirement altogether?
Not altogether, sorry, let me rephrase that. Insurance is still required for public events with vendors or amplified sound, but the coverage amount is lower under 200 attendees.
Okay, that's clearer. For food trucks, do I collect their permits, or does the city verify them independently once they're on my vendor list?
You collect copies of their business license and health inspection letter, then attach them to your application. We verify, but if you don't upload documents, the file just sits, no one chases it.
That makes sense. I don't want to be the reason it stalls. We're also considering a beer garden run by a local charity, but only if it won't derail the timeline.
It won't derail it if you start now, but it adds complexity. You'd need an AGCO special occasion permit and a fenced, monitored area. If you submit the city application first, we can review the layout while you pursue the AGCO piece.
So the order is, city application with site map and safety plan, upload vendor documents, then insurance proof, and in parallel the AGCO permit if we do alcohol. If we aim to submit by Friday, are we still within the 4-week window?
Question number 1. What permit does Aisha primarily need first? Question number 2. Why does Mark classify the event as higher impact? Question number 3. What does Mark say about insurance under 200 attendees? Question number 4. What must Aisha upload to prevent delays? Question number 5. What is Mark's stance on adding a beer garden? Question number 6. What can be inferred about Aisha's timeline risk?
Good evening. A single, quirky photograph is turning into an unexpected small business success story in Winnipeg. Helen Park, an amateur photographer who normally shoots neighborhood street scenes on weekends, says her career took a sharp turn after she posted a photo of what she calls the giant boot outside a River Heights thrift shop. The image, taken during last month's record warm spell, went viral locally after being shared by a community page and, briefly, by a city councillor. Park initially said the post was shared hundreds of times, then corrected herself on air today, saying it was actually over 6,000 shares across platforms. That attention translated into sales at Saturday's Prairie Makers craft show at the RBC Convention Centre, where Park's first table of prints sold out before mid-afternoon. She credits the momentum to a mix of humor and nostalgia, noting that the boot, though kitschy, is a familiar landmark for many residents. Organizers say several vendors benefited from the same online buzz, but Park's lineup was among the longest. Park plans to donate a portion of profits, not all, as some posts claimed, to a local youth arts program, provided she can secure a second print run without raising prices. She says she's also considering a small exhibit this spring, if a community gallery can accommodate the demand.
You are watching a discussion among three people. They are talking about finalized decisions regarding security protocols for staff rotation planning next month. This is Maya. This is Ethan. This is Claire.
Okay, before we draft the company-wide note, we need alignment on mentorship pairing criteria. HR can't defend good vibes as a method. I'm leaning toward role adjacency plus a growth goal, so a junior analyst isn't matched with, say, well, not with their direct manager, obviously.
Role adjacency makes sense, but if we over-engineer it, nobody signs up. I'd rather weight it by skills people actually request, presentation coaching, stakeholder management, than let the algorithm propose 2 options. And for the announcement, I'd like to send it next Monday, not later.
Next Monday feels ambitious, Ethan. If we announce before managers are briefed, we'll get hallway rumors, not enrollments. Criteria-wise, I'm pushing for cross-department pairings to break silos. If we keep it too adjacent, finance just mentors finance, and we learn nothing new.
I hear you on silos, Claire, but pure cross-department can backfire when the mentor can't contextualize the mentee's work. What if we set a baseline no same reporting line, plus at least one shared competency area? Then, as a secondary preference, cross-department whenever feasible.
I'm not sold on whenever feasible, because that turns into whenever convenient, which means never. Also, we should be careful with equity. If we pair based on culture fit, we'll replicate existing networks. I'm saying skills requested, availability, and a cap of 2 ments per mentor.
Agreed on avoiding culture fit language. Still, I want intentional mixing. How about a scoring model? Shared competency gets points, cross-department gets points, and time zone compatibility, scheduling compatibility, gets points too. Then people can still opt out if it's awkward.
That correction matters, Claire, we're all in Toronto anyway. So scoring model with 3 pillars, skills goal alignment, cross-department bonus, and scheduling compatibility. Plus the guardrails: no direct reporting relationship and no more than 2 ments per mentor. Now, timeline: managers briefing first.
Fine, managers first, but I don't want a 2-week lag. Suppose we brief managers Wednesday, give them a 1-page FAQ, then announce Friday afternoon. I know, Friday is risky, but it buys weekend reflection and we can open signups Monday morning.
Friday afternoon announcements often get buried under TGIF energy. If we want momentum, Tuesday works better. Brief managers Wednesday as you said, then announce the following Tuesday with a short video clip. We can still open signups that same day, not wait until Monday.
Let's split the difference: brief managers Wednesday, soft launch the FAQ on the intranet Friday, then do the official announcement Tuesday with the video. That way, anyone anxious can read ahead, and we still get a high attention day for the message and the sign-up link.
I can live with that. The soft launch satisfies my urgency without blindsiding managers. For the note, we should explicitly say pairings are data-informed but human-reviewed, so people don't fear a cold algorithm. And we'll emphasize opt-out and confidentiality to reduce hesitation.
Perfect. I'll draft the video script with a clear call to action and a line about cross-department learning being encouraged, not forced. Maya, you handle the criteria section, Ethan, you own the timeline paragraph. Then we'll review together before the manager's briefing deck goes out.
Good evening. Across Canada, several school boards are revisiting what, exactly, choice should look like in the cafeteria. The immediate question is deceptively simple: should public schools expand meat-free options, perhaps even designate one day a week as meat-free? Yet beneath that sits a tangle of public health aims, environmental ethics, and the politics of parental trust. One viewpoint, often voiced by public health dietitians, is that schools should normalize plant-forward meals because it makes the healthy option the easy option. They point out that many students already fall short on fiber, and that well-designed vegetarian dishes, think lentil chili or chickpea curry, can be both nutrient-dense and cost-stable when food prices swing. Not that meat is inherently bad, they'll add. Actually, let me correct that. Not that meat is nutritionally irrelevant, but that the default pattern of eating, especially in adolescence, would benefit from more legumes, whole grains, and vegetables. A second viewpoint comes from families and community advocates who worry about mandate creep. They are not necessarily opposed to vegetarian food, rather, they object to the symbolism of removing meat as if it were a moral failing. If schools adopt a compulsory meat-free day, critics argue, it risks alienating students whose cultural traditions center on specific meat dishes, or students with sensory preferences who already struggle to eat at school. In their view, genuine choice means expanding options without quietly narrowing them. They also raise a practical point: if a student dislikes the meat-free entree, the likely substitute may be a packaged snack, which undermines the health rationale. A third viewpoint, increasingly prominent, frames the issue as environmental stewardship. Here, the argument is not that every student must become vegetarian, but that institutions have an ethical duty to reduce their carbon footprint where feasible. Proponents cite procurement data suggesting that small, predictable shifts, say, one plant-based special each week, can cut emissions without appending menus. Still, even they concede that if plant-based meals are poorly executed, waste increases, and the climate benefit evaporates. Where do I land? If school boards wish to earn public confidence, they should avoid performative bans and instead invest in appealing, culturally inclusive plant-based dishes while keeping a modest meat option available. Choice, after all, is only meaningful when the alternatives are equally dignified.